Alrighty, speaking of sitting in judgment of people, let's go to Louisiana.
Hunt. This is the Louisiana Committee on Parole. In panel today at headquarters on my left is Carolyn Stapleton. To my right, Danny Byrod. My name is Jerry Ledoux. Would the offender please introduce yourself with your name and your DOC number? Y'all are muted still. Okay, try.
My name is Julius Will Jr. My DLC number is 598684.
Mr. Wilt, I'm going to be reading some identifying information into the record, and then we'll be asking you some questions. I find that you're a first-class offender currently serving an 18-year sentence for home invasion. You have a parole eligibility date 6/6/2017. You have a good time date 6/13/2028. A full term date 6/8/2029. Is that information correct according to your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Wild, I'd like to give you the first opportunity to speak to the panel, explain to us why you're currently incarcerated and why you think this would be a good time for us to consider release.
I'd like to say that I failed as a person, a man, and a father. On the night of June 8, 2011, I am fully responsible for committing a home invasion charge on my ex-girlfriend, Jamie, and her 2 children. I violated the privacy of a place that should be a safe place for a family. And it was a cowardly act that I've done. Man, I can't express how remorseful and sorry that I am with the choice that I made that night for what I've done to the family and everybody that I affected making this choice that night. I've changed. I'm no longer that man. I've accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. He's just changed the way I think. He's renewed everything about me, my heart, my focus, the trauma that I've suffered throughout my childhood. I believe I demonstrated throughout my incarceration by respecting the authority of the classifications throughout security, male and female. I haven't got no write-ups through the system, and I'm just a completely changed person.
Okay. So have you served 14 or 15 years?
This June will be 15 years.
Okay. Classification, I'd like to ask, how many days CRTP has he received? I see 905. On his master.
That's what we have.
Okay. So in accumulating that many hours, I'm just trying to go through here. Did you get your GED in 2016, right?
Ma'am.
Pre-release, substance abuse, thinking for a change, moral recognition, anger management, moral compass. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out which ones of those classes did you learn the most from?
Truly, it was trauma healing and post-traumatic stress. Because it taught me about the trauma that I suffered as a young child. And when I went through the substance abuse and alcohol class, I wanted to try to figure out what led me to make these choices on my crimes. And it just brought me back to my childhood. And it showed me my triggers and stuff, how I mimicked my father throughout my life.
Okay. Mrs. Stapleton is going to ask you some questions in a minute. I'd like to recognize that you have Jessica Bunstoff, your fiance, join us via Zoom who would like to speak. Is that okay if I call him first?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you would like to go ahead and speak first.
Good morning. My name is Jessica, and I am the fiance of Julius Wilt. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak today. I'm here because I've seen Julius's growth with my own eyes, and I want to share what I know about the man he is today. Julius fully understands the seriousness of the actions that brought him here. He has taken responsibility, and he has spent his time reflecting and working hard to change. I'm not here to excuse his past. I'm here because I've watched him commit himself to becoming a better man. His faith has been a major part of that change. Julius has become a deeply spiritual man, and following Jesus has given him purpose, humility, and direction. We thank God for his growth, his commitment, and the strength he has gained through this journey. While incarcerated, Julius has made the most of every opportunity being there. He earned his GED, completed courses to better himself, and even stepped into mentorship roles to help others. That says a lot about his character. He wants to lift people up, not bring them down. Julius also has a family who supports him wholeheartedly. We believe in him because we see the work he has done. If he is granted parole, he will come home to a stable, loving environment. He already has a job lined up, and we have talked about routines and boundaries to help him stay focused and grounded. He will not be doing this alone. What gives me confidence in Julius is not his words, but the consistency of his actions. He is patient, thoughtful, and committed to living a responsible, rehabilitated life. I truly believe he is ready to continue this progress outside. Thank you for listening to my perspective. I know your decision is important, and I appreciate the care you put into it. I believe Julius has earned the chance to show that he is not the man he once was, and I am ready to support him in every step of the way.
Thank you, Jessica. Now we have Victoria Wilt Navarro, your daughter, who would like to speak.
Hi, thank you so much for letting me speak today. My name is Victoria. I'm the daughter of Julius. Over the last 15 years, I've definitely seen a huge growth in my dad. He is definitely a rehabilitated man and a changed man, and I'm really excited to be able to have this new opportunity with him when he gets released, whether that be now or in the next few years. I know his faith has definitely been a huge part of his transformation and his change as a man. He has shown severe remorse for his decisions that he made in his younger years, and I know that he deeply regrets the decisions that he did make at those times. I'm excited for him to be able to get out into the world again, live a normal life, have a job, get married, and be a part of that life. So I think that this is an appropriate time for him to return to a functioning member of society. Thank you.
And now I'd like to ask the warden. Warden, would you like to make a statement regarding this offender?
So I know, Mr. Wilt, been here 15 years, that right up in that time frame. He was a mentor in our transition programs for a while until he, backed out to go, he's in HVAC school right now currently. And, yeah, he has been no issues since he's been incarcerated.
Thank you. Yeah, I know you have had 0 write-ups during your time of incarceration. We also have Mr. Randall Meyer with the Jefferson Parish DA's office.
Good morning, Randall Meyer, Assistant DA in Jefferson Parish. We're opposed to his request at this time. He has an extensive history of domestic abuse. The facts of this particular case are pretty horrific. And I won't get into those. Y'all have those in the record. I know you saw those. But he had 2 charges for home invasion, 2 separate cases. One he got they were what day apart, 6/8 of 11 and 6/9 of 11, according to the court records. And this case number is related to the 24th JDC case number 113730, and there's another one 113731, which was June 9th of 2011, and he was guilty of aggravated assault in that case. I note that his DOC mental health evaluation is concerning, with his diagnoses and the fact it indicates he missed at least 5 appointments during that time. It doesn't state whether he made those up or, what the facts around missing those appointments are. And I'm concerned with his programming. He did a number of programs back in 2015. He had anger management, Inside Out Dad, 2017 and all. He had some, and then he really had nothing after that until the 100 hours in 2021. He did take victim accountability in 21, 1 or 2 other programs. With the domestic, the long history of the domestic violence, and I'm concerned with, the only thing he's had relating to his anger issues was completed in 2015 and nothing more. So for those reasons, we're opposed.
I've got a question, Randy.
Yes, ma'am.
When I was looking back over this, I see when we go back to, we've got the 2011 case, but we also have the case that goes back to 2001, I believe. Let's see. And that's where we say the long history of domestic violence to 2000. And on that, there was, it says a charge of attempted first degree murder. Do you know anything about that, 2002? And then prior to that, we've got stalking, intimidation, violation of protective orders. Are we talking about a different, well, obviously, because this other one, they were only in a relationship for 3 years. So prior to that, seems like we have this other very serious case that goes all the way back to 2000 with a litany of crimes ending in an attempted first degree murder charges and aggravated assault.
Yes, ma'am. And that is some of the issues that I have. Let me see if I can find, I'm not sure what happened with, I think, though they must have been refused for some reason. The only charges of record in the clerk's office, which I'm looking at as we speak, he had some worthless check charges. In 2000, those are worthless check charges. And I did not see anything related to, I saw he was charged with that, but I didn't see anything, and I still don't see anything in our record that deals with that.
Because I mean, it's got almost the same type of charges: remain after being forbidden, and very serious, like you're saying. This is a long history of domestic violence behavior, and very serious domestic violence behavior. And I don't understand why it didn't lead to anything. That's why I was wondering: was he on probation?
Okay, yeah. Well, it showed he was billed at aggravated assault.
Yeah.
On that attempted murder charge, 2 counts. He pled guilty and he got 4 months in parish prison on that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know the facts surrounding that case though.
Pretty lightweight, huh?
Yeah.
And then I saw where on a DV in the synopsis that he lunged at the police officers with the knife. Was that this last one?
Yes, ma'am.
That was this last one. Okay, let me ask you something else. I'm curious on our end. Okay, any victim like this victim, when crime victims law, that they're not supposed to have any contact with their victim. So when he gets out, is there a way for this to be a permanent protective order for these victims of this last incident?
Well,
Or do
in
they
this,
have to ask for it?
That's what we just talked.
I don't, I guess you'd have to check with, the board's counsel on how far y'all can prevent any type of contact. I don't know if that can go past his full term date, but there is a stay away order until
Yes,
May
I saw that.
24th of 2030.
30, I saw
So,
that.
yeah, so at least until 2030, if he, gets near the victim, he can be revoked. Well, obviously he could be revoked if y'all were to grant him parole for that, but, he also could face additional charges, by violating that stay away order.
Yeah, because I mean, my thing to an offender is stay away from your victim, period.
Yeah.
You know, that's my thought as a person on this board, that you're to have no contact with your victim, and this person is whoever is the victim. And so that's, I just wanted to ask you about that because I was very curious about the 2000 case and the 2002, because all of these seem to be a history of domestic violence that are very serious cases. All right, that's all. Thank you, Randy, very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask, and see what we've got going on. Can you tell me, sir, what was in your mind that day that you did this? Because you do have a history of domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am, like I had stated previously about, I didn't get my treatment when I was out there throughout my childhood. Every time I started treatment at the beginning when I was like 13 years old. My parents were poor. I come from two parents that were molested, that didn't give me any type of guidance. I'm not taking away anything from the crimes that I committed. I'm fully responsible. I mean, I'm totally remorseful, but I haven't gotten the treatment until I got here at Hunt's, talking to the psychiatrists, social workers, and everything. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, paranoia. But as of today, I have none of those issues. I have been cleared from the psychiatrist. I have got off of every medication that I've been on because I've come to the terms to understand what led me to react these ways, what triggered me. I watched my father be abusive to my mother throughout my entire life. He's tried taking his life by ODing, cutting himself. And like I said, I mimicked him. And I never understood this. Like when I went to drinking and drugs, I've always like taken classes. And like the DA spoke about, I've actually facilitated anger management classes about self-evaluation and to how to pursue things and catch your triggers before you even act out on certain things. But I'm remorseful. I'm no longer that person that committed these crimes. And concerning the stay away order to the victim, she has written me and I never responded back to her. I showed that I was not gonna violate any type of law.
Because you're right about that. The order is against you. And
Yeah.
so if a victim does something like that, which they shouldn't, but you are the one that the order is against. So you
Yeah.
did the right thing there. I'm very glad to hear you did that.
Mr. Bond.
I wanted to ask some more questions. So you said that you're on medication for borderline personality disorder and bipolar.
No.
That you can speak.
No, I was. I mean, ever since I left, when I was in Jefferson Parish, went to St. Charles Parish, I was on several different types of medication. I mean, all I was doing with my issues that I've suffered throughout my life from drugs and alcohol, my trauma was just being pushed down. And even being on medication at the institution, I never discovered what my issues were because they were just like, I couldn't starve what was inside me. I mean, because I was just suppressing everything. I mean, to come to really realize what I've done to people. I mean, even with the issue with the police officers, that should have never happened. I mean, I am very remorseful. I put myself in situations and made the stupidest of choices. But I promise you, I am not the man that y'all see on the police reports. I mean, I respect what the DA said about me and how people condemn me for the actions that I've done throughout my life. But I promise you, I will be a productive person out there. And I mean, I'm willing to even be a part of some type of group to speak to men and women about issues that they suffer and that you can overcome these things. I mean, Christ has changed my life dramatically. I am no longer that man that y'all see.
Okay, I wanted to ask about that also. Thank you, sir.
Mr.
I have no questions.
Mr. Will, since the DA, Assistant DA brought up, what have you been doing since 2022? What's occupying your time while you're there in the last couple of years?
Well, I had several surgeries here at Hunts too. So that kind of kept me like bedridden for a little while. And I live in a bed storm. We take classes every day. On Monday and Tuesday, I'm a part of a squad where several men get around a table and we talk about things that happen in our life, like from responsible thinking and addiction recovery, relapse, personal growth. Man, I'm a part of a program that, I mean, it's from taking mentees to become mentors using the core values of the military.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions. Secretary, you're prepared for that?
Yes, I am. Sir, I want to compliment you. I saw all the classes that you've taken. So, so you've done a very good job with trying to better yourself and learn. I'm very happy about that. But you do have a significant criminal history concerning domestic violence, and it goes back a good ways. Let me ask you, in all your classes, and maybe I missed it, did you take a DVOP class, a domestic violence offender program class, which is different from an anger management class? Anything like that?
Man, Man, I'm in victim and impact class right now, coming to terms with your crime that you committed and the impact that you caused on family.
Okay, all right. Well, I was just wondering if you had that.
I've been
Today,
enrolled-
sir, pardon, go
I've
ahead.
been enrolled into a domestic victim impact class out there in anger
Oh.
management and substance abuse and behavior misconduct for when I'm released. I've already enrolled in it.
Okay, well, that's good to know. That's very good to know. Okay, today, sir, based upon your criminal history, I'm not going to be able to grant your parole today, but I want you to keep up the good work that you've already started. It's excellent.
Mr. Monroe?
I'm going to concur with Ms. Stapleton for the same reasons and the strong law enforcement opposition. But keep up the good.
And my vote would be to grant parole. I don't feel like at this time, with the mindset and the classes you've taken, that you present a significant threat to public safety. You've served almost 85% of your sentence. Your rehabilitation has been excellent. Your conduct, 0 write-ups. If somebody has an anger management problem, I think we would see it on the inside. Warden, I don't know if that's true or not, but typically that shows itself. And you do have good reentry plans. So my vote would be to grant. But on a vote of 2-1, your request for parole has been denied. And that concludes our hearing with Mr. Wilt. And the time is now 9:51, and we are wrapping up at Elaine Hunt. Thank you, staff.
Denied.
So Michael does the emoji math for us. 2 denied emojis plus 1 check mark equals a denied emoji. Thank you for doing the math for everybody. Couple of things that stood out for me. First, there was the mention in the chat of the phrase that we have coined here, the Jesus blanket. I don't think he used the Jesus blanket here. He mentioned his faith, and his wife or daughter or somebody mentioned it as well, but I didn't get the impression he hid behind it. The Jesus blanket in my definition of it, is used as a cloak. Like, you know, I committed these crimes, but Jesus has saved me and everything's all good now and great. I don't think he did that. That's not what I heard. So I don't know if this is a Jesus blanket case. But one thing that caught me, and this catches me all the time, and I'm just so sick of it. Do me a favor right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you went through your entire childhood and you were not messed with by anybody in any way. Just perfectly clean. No issues. Nobody ever did anything to you. It was buttercream and roses. It was little bunnies jumping in the woods, as Fleischer likes to say. Put a 1 in the chat if that's really what it was. I'm frozen again? Doggone it, I tried to fix that the other day. All right, hold on while I wait for you to put your 1s in the chat. Tim, I don't believe you. I could be wrong. So not many 1s in the chat. This is my point. Everybody hides behind the whole childhood trauma thing, the childhood trauma. You know, somebody, well, you know, my mommy and daddy didn't hug me enough when I was a child, or, you know, sometimes we struggled for food, or I was one of 22 children and I just didn't get enough love. I'm so tired of it. Just stop. And this guy tried to do that, and I'm sick of it. It's just not real. I mean, all of us are still going on about our days, and we're not committing crimes because of something that happened to us when we were 4 or 5 years old. We're just not. I'm just saying. Hey, thanks for watching this clip from TCF Live. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can join us weekdays live, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, right here on this channel.